Kal halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakakudash, the bonus to G Master told me this truth. Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So this scripture came to mind as I was watching this video on YouTube. So let's take a listen to what's going on in America.
So let's start with this. Utah just approved a 1,300 person mega camp for homeless people, 7 miles from town, no transportation, locked units, and even forced labor. They call it work conditioned housing. We call it what it is, modern day internment. In this clip, Eric Tars from the National Homelessness Law Center explains how billionaire-backed policies are turning homelessness into a human rights crisis. So here we go. Shout out to the Invisible People Twitter account here. It's at Invisible People. Everybody go check them out and listen to this little clip. This is one of the most terrifying 1 minute and 23 second clips I've ever heard. Watch.
They want to put up more of these alligator Alcatraz style mega tent sprung structure type facilities. They've got the kind of pilot project for that in Utah, where the governor has said, we are going to completely support and implement Trump's executive order. And just last week, their homelessness board, which was created by some Cicero legislation, they passed a plan for a 1,300 person megatent camp 7 miles outside of downtown in the middle of nowhere, no public transportation. 300 beds are going to be involuntarily committed locked facilities. Another set of beds are going to be no voluntary entry or exit. It's going to be where you get sent for jail diversion. And then the rest of the beds, even though theoretically you could come and go, they're going to be actively enforcing anti-camping, anti-loitering, all these other laws. The thing that scares me the most is that they say some of these units are going to be work-conditioned housing, which to me means forced labor. And we've seen some of these other bills introduced at the state level that also have this forced labor element to them in Louisiana and West Virginia. To my eyes, I see them kicking out all the undocumented, low-paid labor from the country. Gotta make up for it somewhere. Gotta make up for it somewhere.
So do you understand what he's saying there? He's saying, well, they're rounding up all of the undocumented immigrants, and in many cases, documented immigrants, and in many cases, non-criminal immigrants, rounding them up, sending a bunch of them to El Salvador, to the slave labor camp there. That's what they did. Trump wanted to send 30,000 to Gitmo, wanted to send a bunch to Alligator Alcatraz, as we call it, Alligator Auschwitz. Kick them out, put them in Eswatini, put them in Libya and Liberia. So that's what they were doing. But what do you do in a scenario where now there's a worker shortage? Because every time this has happened, there's been a worker shortage. We have fucking fields of crops that aren't being picked because of this worker shortage. We're told, Americans will come and they'll take all those jobs and